Hello, good morning. This is our week 3 and day 2. Today we shall discuss on this working with not values, pattern matching, regular expressions, counting rows. Actually, all these are part of querying. We querying apart from this very one, but all these are part of querying. And even this, you can use it for query. You can check whether there is null in your table or not. And how do you create the null? How do you update it? These are the questions. So here we start with null values. Null values, as it is already explained, it's a missing or non value. Of course, sometimes if you are developing and you may not be able to collect the entire data you need in the table, so you can make some columns to be null temporarily, pending when the data is available. Then you update the table. We cited an example here that if, for example, somebody asks you to develop an application that uses this table, let's say for school, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, let's say 6 columns, something like this. You have SN, you have reg number, and you also have name, so CA, and exam, then total. You have something like this. You may not be able to collect this CA and exam data at the same time. So you can make either of the two to be null. Such that they can accept null, and then later you update either CA or exam. So how do you write out? Let's design this table and make use of it. This is an example of a table that we used the other time. Let me just use part of this and create table called, let's see, data entry. Okay. The first thing is SN, serial number, and int. Auto increment primary key, comma, next is name, not name, reg num, right? Reg num. This reg num is an int, and you can make it null by default. If you do not say null for a particular column, so by default it is what? Null. So you can just allow it that way, okay? But if you don't want it to be null, then you make it not null immediately after mentioning the data type. So the next is sorry, let me take this down. I may use it later. Name, okay, name. This is varchar or varchar, anyhow you call it. Next is what? CA. It's supposed to be double, of course. Exam also double. Then total also double. That's all. You say? Thank you, 64. So let's create a database, or let me just use it in the database pet. Okay, so we don't create many more databases. I created a database called pet, so I can say use pet db. Right, so we create a table inside the pet db, we paste it there, and it has created. So let's see the table, all tables inside the pet. Okay, so I have a data entry, right? So now let's describe it. Describe. So we describe it this way. Are we there?
Yes.
So after the description, now let's make entries. Let's insert into table name data entry. The first thing is we supply null to the primary key or to incremental. Next is precision number. Okay, range number. Range number, we set ccl slash j, let's say java se, okay, slash 001. You're supposed to, you're supposed to make your, what do I say, this should be done by the system, should do it automatically. But let me just do this for the meantime, but then we'll have to create a way of doing it automatically. So you shouldn't allow system to be a system should be assigning matrix numbers, not you. Okay, but for now let's just do it that way. Next is what? Name. Let's see, Muhammad, comma, what next? CA 35, exam 45. So for the total, please, you just call these two column names and add them. CA plus what? Exam. That's all. So you see here, I didn't demonstrate null here. So I'll paste it and press enter. Near CCL. Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows. Okay. Thank you. Values. Thank you. Incorrect value this for column at row 1. What is there? Range num we set int, so it's a problem. It's supposed to be string. Okay, so we have to drop it. Please drop table name data entry. Okay, so we have to correct this to varchar. It should not be null, it should not be int. Range num varchar. Okay, then I can recall the insertion. Is it? Yes, one has entered. So let's see what is the content. Asterisk from what? Data entry. Okay, it has entered, right?
Yes.
Good. So let's do something. Let me truncate this table, please. Truncate. Today we shall do like some other things which are not even in the Alright, so I truncate the table. Nothing is inside anymore. I told you we're supposed not to be assigning this 001 ourselves. It's wrong. So how do we do? We're working directly from our server right now. Okay, so we're working with our something. If we're talking, we're communicating to the server from our host language, we will have made a programming that will be doing this. But then all you need to do is to be inserting two different queries. You understand? Okay, I wouldn't have even, anyway, let me insert this. So I'll give you an example. So I'll be lifting two queries, please. I inserted one, right? So let's see it. Okay, you see it's only Java SE, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me include this slash. Okay, I'll truncate again. I truncate. So if I insert this one, what I want to do is when I insert it, then I'll update the table. So you understand what I mean by update. The data I collect here is not complete. Even though there is data, but the candidate number is not there.
Yes.
And then here also we need to be seeing 001, right?
Yes.
So let's do it right now. If right from creation of the table, you now say 0 field. This is what SN this. When you reach to the end, you now say 0 field. So let me drop the table, please. Okay, then I'll copy this and paste to create the tables something. Okay, maybe I didn't put it where appropriate. Int, I think it's supposed to be here. Okay, still denying it. SM maybe before the it's still complaining, right? 0 field, sorry. I forgot the syntax. I don't know where is it supposed to be. Okay, sorry, 1 minute, let me check. Seems there is underscore in between the 0 and field. Let's see CLDB. This is a large something. It seems there is underscore in between the two. Let me try it. Anyway, let me try this. It seems there is something here like this. I'm not. Well, maybe we'll discuss this later. But that's what you use, zero fill. It will fill the zero of with 0, 0, 0, things like that. So the most important thing is how to update. I'm sorry, later we'll discuss it. Or okay, let me create this without the zero fill. All right, it has created this. So we insert. Before we insert, let me insert like how many rows here. Please give me names. Let me have some names from you and schools. What have you scored? CA? Huh? It's over 40.
Okay, 30.
What next? Exam. Next person. Abdul Kadir. 11 is not a pass mark. 30. Next, Anas. Do we have Kasim here? Osman. Okay. So let me make this insertion. It has done the insertion, so we can select and see the content. Okay. You see, this column is not correct. It's not updated. So you can be using this SN to update it. How? You write another query that says update. What are we updating? We are updating the data entry table. Then you say set. What are you setting? This column region to region itself. To region concat. We are concatenating. We want to serial number to region. So we now write equals to concat SN comma region. Is it correct?
Yes, N before you. Yes, after
You say?
after 6, the duration of
Okay. Regional. Concat, I think that it doesn't have E. Alright, so let's see. Okay, I made a mistake. It's supposed to, regional should come first. You see what it has done? Can you see what it has done? It has added before regional. Okay, so you should add after, and this is the query I've used. So I should present reason before SN. Okay, so let's do away with the table and rewrite. You can create undo, but your table has to be transactional. That's another thing we need to, anyway, I don't know, maybe later when we are doing the programming. Data entry. Okay. So we have our data already in the notepad. I'll copy from there and then we paste. After that we can select to view the data. Okay. So the former, this is what we have written. But then you've seen what I wanted to do.
Yes.
Let me just correct it. Comma SN. It's correct. So let's check. Good. Only that I forgot the syntax where the zero field is going to be. So you see here we have CCL Java AC/1. You see you have done an update into it. So please, you can go through what we have done in the from the material here. So for the pattern matching, let's check the pattern matching. We have done this yesterday, but I think it is not in the video. So now let's see, how do we search for a name that begins with B? Or the one that begins with what? M or F. So we select from where name equals this F. Okay, only F. Sorry, like where name like pattern matching this. What's happening? Okay, it starts with this, right? So it was able to fetch out Pfizer because we say where names like F and then percentage sign. So that's part of if you want to check for two letters, you represent them this way, and if you want to check for some characters, you represent them with dashes. If you want to check for character in a name that has only let's say 2 characters or only 3 characters, like Muhammad, you can search it using this. Just represent with dashes 1, 2, 3, 4 and press enter. So we have 2 names, Muhammad and Anas, begin from has letters, 4 letters. So now to the pattern matching using regex. If you want to check on names that begin with some letters, you use a caret and then introduce. Here you don't use like, rather you use regex. Where name regex regular expression, this single quote, and then you introduce caret. Then the later you want to search, let's say you want to search names that begin with U, so you use that's it. And you can use it to search for case sensitivity as well. Case sensitivity, do we have any name with case sensitivity? Of course, like this U begin with capital letter and I introduce small letter. So if you say binary here, if you introduce binary, then it will be case sensitive. Binary before the regex value, binary. Of course, binary, I use small letter, so it will fetch nothing. But if I use capital letter, Osman begin with capital letter, it will fetch it. And then you can check for names, strings that end with something. Like for example, string that end with S. We have only one string that ends with S is Anas. So we can check string that ends with S. You can introduce this just S and then the $sign. That's it. But then if you make it, of course we have small s there, that's why even with binary it works. So if you want to check a letter that appears in the string, in the name, letter that appears in the name, we have common letters like A is a common letter. Let's check all names with letters that has A inclusive. A inclusive. A. Right, these are names that has A in them. Good one. And you can check on letters, names that has certain number of characters. Here you can check on names that has maybe 3 characters, but let's say 4 characters. So you do it this way. Caret 1, 2, 3, 3 letters, and that's it. There's a need for me to end it. 3 letters, only 3 letters. Okay, this give me at least 3 letters, and then 3 letters like this. Only 1, 2, 3. There's no name with 3 letters here. So let's say 4. Yes, these are names that has only 4 letters. And then you can write this using another expression, using n. You can just search for, you can say dot, and then produce a curly bracket to represent the number of dots you want. Let's say numbers that has names that has only 6 letters. Good. And then we come to counting. Select count. Yeah, here it counts the rows. So if there is repetition, let me copy this again and update it again. So while updating, while copying, I copy with the update command that says update data entry, update data entry, set reg num, set reg num equals to concat into regional, comma, sn. So I will copy here, I will copy and paste. Alright, so let's see the content. So I'll have duplicates of names from data entry. Okay, good. So I can now do counting by grouping and lot of all that. So I can group by name. If I group by name, it will give me names that are similar. So select from this group by name. So you see I have this. It has grouped these names. So I can count now. I can count how many times each name appears. It has to be 2 times each. Good. It counts how many times each name appeared. Here we did grouping and here names were counted and all that. There are situations where these queries are very much important when you are dealing with very large data. So we'll stop here for this video.